Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to another spirit message and tip that came up in the comments. I love answering these. I get so excited. It almost became a top 10 list. And maybe it's easier that way. So this was what happens when embodying more of your higher self here. What happens when you're embodying more of your higher self here? That's such a great way to look at it because that's quite literally what we're doing. We all have different terms and words, but when people talk about a higher vibration and you're connecting with the divine, but in reality, I think the very first video I ever did on this channel was all about grounding higher love, and that really is what we're getting provided with all this love support backing to ground higher love here, because God knows we need it, right? So this is the top 10 list. What happens when embodying more of your higher self here? So this is an answer to that, and I'm passing it on to support others. It's easier just to write it out as a top 10 list, so I'm going to put that in the description box and then just elaborate on each one. But you're going to find that this whole time in your life, you who's watching, you have been literally encouraged and supported to go higher. Yeah, your whole life, like this whole time, you've been literally encouraged and supported to go higher, to literally embody more of your higher self here. So what does that even mean or feel like if you had to put it into words? And what starts happening? And pretty quickly too. It really does start happening pretty quickly. So here's the top 10 list of what happens. Number one, you're uncomfortable and you sense changes, like almost like a morphing or a transformation happening. You just feel very uncomfortable at first. You're just sensing this morphing, this transformation, something is going to be happening. Number two, you start shedding things, people, situations in your life that no longer resonate. You know, as you move higher, things fall away that you no longer resonate with. You're going to start seeing, and don't get frightened or scared when things start falling away because you don't know what's coming in yet to replace it, but you are going to find in your life at those moments in time, you start shedding a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of situations. It could be your job, it could be relationships that no longer resonate to where you're going, almost where you're going higher. Number three is you really do start to see signs all around you and synchronicities encouraging you on. It's almost like right as things are falling away, shedding, changing, morphing, where it could be kicking up your fears and all this stuff, you're going to start to see an amplification of these signs. Now, people talk about seeing numbers. You might see the numbers on the clock. Everybody was talking about 111, 333, 444. But not just that. You're going to see signs all around you, things hitting you in certain ways, things that catch your eyes, your ears, signs that from spirit or loved ones passed on, or your angels, archangels, things that you connect with, just love, divine love, and synchronicities, just bizarre, incredible, can't make this up kind of synchronicities and signs and symbols and messages, and it's all encouraging you on, right? Number four is you feel an amplified level. It's an amplified level of connection and support. It's almost like you can't find the words for it, but there's an undercurrent or another current that you're starting to connect with that is just providing this amplified level of divine connection and support for you. And number five, you're going to feel guided to go with all the changes as they come, not fighting it. You trust it. And that's something almost indescribable. Like through all these major changes and transformations, you're really being guided. You feel very guided to go with all the changes, the current of changes. Just don't fight the current. You trust it, right? Wherever it's going, you just trust it, which is almost like undescribable. Number six, you feel so supported and guided in your life that you actually start to live by it. And I love that it's even number six, because that's going to provide you with great love, balance, support, the balance you need to feel so supported and guided in your life. And you actually start to live by it more than, you know, what the world kind of eggs on, that you need other people's approvals, you need their likes, you need their rah-rah section. You have your rah-rah section. Like you feel very supported and guided in your life. You actually start to live by it. And that's not just when things are going well. Like when things are going up, down, sideways, left, right, wherever it's going, you just feel very supported and guided in your life. You actually start to live by it. You really do start to trust, okay, I had this in mind, we're going left now. Okay, I trust it's going to where I'm better serving, or that's where I need to go. Number 7, now you're constantly checking in and connecting with divine and your higher self now as you go. That is so profound too. Number 7 is such a divine number. I love how they're even working onto the number. You are now constantly checking in and connecting with divine and your higher self now as you go. So whether you were guided to work with cards, meditation, yoga, exercise, however you connect, go in nature, you're going to find your way, and everybody has different ways, so don't look at other people or compare, or if it's not taking with you, try something else. Could be painting, could be whatever you naturally connect with higher, whether you, like I said, divine and your higher self, you do. You hear all the honks? You're constantly checking in as you go. That's very important. So it's not just one moment in time, but as you go, you're like constantly checking in and connecting. It keeps you in this divine alignment as you go, right? So you are very, I want to say also, really, when we talk about alignment, you're really monitoring your energy, you know, because we're like sponges. So it's like you're very in touch with your own energy, and you almost know when you need to check in and connect with divine or your higher self. So that's very often when I say like working is a 24/7 job, not just for what you do for others or what you're doing in your work, but for yourself. If you feel you're low in energy or you're feeling depressed or down, you check in, you connect, you're monitoring that. There's something about that you're constantly checking in and connecting with divine and higher self, so you're staying in that high vibration. Number 8, you feel connected. This is supporting this. You feel connected even as you do work and live. Yes, you feel connected even as you do work and live. 8 is infinity symbol. This is not just periodically or when you're just sitting down for 5 minutes to meditate or connect. No, this is you feel connected even as you do, you work, you live. And number 9, you are now looking for and encouraged to serve in some way or pass things on in some way. 9 is like the light working number, right? You're going to feel called for a purpose, for a meaning that you, almost like a legacy, or like leaving breadcrumbs for others to find, right? So sometimes I feel like I don't do this channel for my job, but I feel like, you know what, I'll leave breadcrumbs. If it helps one person, resonates with one person, they stumble on it when they need, that's enough for me, right? But I don't do it for work, like to pay my bills. But then also the way that what you do in service, what you do for your work, you know, I don't reveal what I do for my work, but like in your work, in your job, you're passing it on, what energy you're bringing, what the work you're doing. When you talk about doctors, nurses, or even if you're a janitor, in whatever way, whatever energy you bring to that environment, whatever actions you're doing during your day, you're serving in some capacity, right? It doesn't just have to be in a spiritual field, is what I'm grappling with. That's what they want me to say. It's not just what you label as spiritual. You're bringing your energy, you're bringing your service, you're bringing, right? And you want to pass things on in some way. So whatever you garner, you learn, you want to pass that on. You want to make things easier and better for others. It's very important. And a lot of us has been through the ringer, and I just want to add this part. What you've personally been through the ringer is your gift, to be honest with you, because then in turn, you're going to be very moved to make it easier and better for other people in the way that you were affected the most. You know what I mean? It's really profound. I have chills when I say that, but you're going to find that in people around you, they just naturally give whatever was really hard and difficult in their life. That's part of their breadcrumb to leave to somebody else. Number 10, the last one, you are embodying a higher version of yourself here and continuing to amplify. Like you're never done, right? You're embodying a higher version of yourself here, and you're going to receive a stream. That's it. That's the 10th one. You're literally embodying a higher version of yourself here. 1-0. You stand. 0 is the God force, the spirit. You're embodying a higher version of yourself here and continue to amplify. Now, what I just want to add here, you're going to receive a stream of love, support, backing all the way through as you go. It all feels beyond words and as if you can never explain it to another, yet we're all doing it and experiencing it, whether it's spoken about or not. You will always find love, support, signs, synchronicities, almost guiding you through all the way, not to mention all your clairs. Now, I always talk about your clairs being wide open and activated and in full use to receive it all. So clairs, all your clairs, I mean clairvoyance, claircognizant, clairsentience. So this is all, just think of it as clear hearing, clear knowing, clear seeing, clear feeling, feeling you have all these abilities and skills. You're going to feel them fully activated and open. That's for you to receive everything that you're getting. That's how you receive it, like you're a spiritual receiver, like that spirit message tip I posted. So another thing I want to say, you may feel at times like you are quote unquote done, like you feel like you just climbed this hurdle, or you just finished a project or something. You may feel at times like you're done, quote unquote done, but you are not. You are never done. Never. It just keeps going, and you're always embodying more. You're also always learning more. And I always call it like a very personal spiritual education. You're embodying more and more here all the time to further use and apply and pass on in some way. To literally pass on in some way. It's like a beautiful, never-ending evolvement. I make up my own words. But I just want to add this one part. Like they always say, and they always say this to me, and I never do this, so I am putting it on the video as a reminder and for us to do for ourselves. Honor your progress. We're like the hardest people on ourselves. Like they're rooting us on and everything else, but we don't do that for ourselves. So definitely honor your progress. Look back at how far you have come through everything. It's quite amazing to do that, to really honor all you've been through and done to bring you up and out. And you will start to feel quite different about everything, and most importantly, quite different about yourself too. You will even now see and react quite differently to things. You will feel like you have grown and evolved in ways that you really know and feel on many levels, in so many levels. You will find that your life also now becomes quite different as you go too. You know, it evolves and changes right along as you do. So look at how your circumstances have changed, or the people that are around you now, or just the way you view life and yourself and others. How you view life itself changes, and how you view yourself changes. It's also changing to be in more loving ways. And it's like 11:11 when I was getting to this part. It really also changes you to be in more loving ways, embodying more love. It is quite literally grounding higher love. You grounding more higher love here in all ways, in all the chances and choices you get to do that. And how beautiful is that really? So yes, this is embodying that higher love, your higher self more here. That really is. It's embodying that higher love, your higher self more here. And more people are feeling and doing this because, quite frankly, we need it here. We need it here. And that just like makes me tear up, but we need it here. And so you're going to find all around you, people might not have say the words, they might not explain it, they have different ways to explain it, but everybody, you know, is doing this. I mean, what happens when embodying more of your higher self here? And it's all to, quite frankly, bring this in because we need it. We need this here. So yeah, so this is all for the top 10 list. What happens when embodying more of your higher self here? This was kind of a top 10 list, and you're going to find love, support, like I always say, love, support, backing all the way through. And yeah, I just wanted to post this to support. Take care. Bye-bye.